what are you doing? Just need to move this a little back a little bit. All right, so welcome everybody to our Saturday class. Let's start in the Wuji posture, standing posture, mountain posture. Feel the earth under the feet. Feel that earth energy bubbling up from the arch of the foot, the forward arch of the foot. Balance the weight equally. Feel the bones and tendons and sinews. And then also begin to feel that heavenly chi pouring in from above, connecting with the heavens, feeling like we're connected by a thread from the very top of the head, the beltway here, the 100 meeting points. And that thread is connecting us up to heaven. Open up the back, the neck, the shoulders. Feel the earth connection, the heavenly connection, and feel that earth energy and that heavenly energy start to merge and mix and combine and balance the yin and the yang energies throughout the body. Meeting here in the dantian, underneath the navel and deep inside, between the front and the back, about 3 inches underneath the navel, the center. Open the arms up. Feel that energy and room and movement underneath the arms. And again, open up the back, the neck, the shoulders. Relax, relax the neck, relax the belly. Breathe through the nose if it's available to you. And then just breathing with the earth, finding the still point. Letting go of tension and stress. Relaxing the joints, opening up, feeling that the joints are open, loose, and springy. And let's rub the hands together and just do a little tapping here at this spleen point, and then the other side. So tapping across the center and the other side. And then let's relax, open up, relax the neck, ragdoll, sway from side to side. Turning to the edge of one foot and then turning to the edge of the other foot. Sway, release any tightness. Breathing into any areas of tightness and then come back to the center. Draw up. Reach up to the sky. Float the hands down. And let's move the chi around us, these big circles, like we're standing in a lake of healing chi. We're getting things moving. One way. And then the other way. And breathe with the earth. And let's stir up the chi, stir up the lake, getting movement going. And then we raise up, and then flip the hands over, putting up our energetic hat. Look up, look at the impression of the pyramid shape that you make with the palms of the hands against the sky. And stretch out, stretching through the hands and fingers, coming up. Hold up the sky, static stretch, release out. Hold up, release out. release out. Getting some nice stretching going. Still morning, or on the West Coast, but this is good to do after afternoon too. Nice stretch, opening up all the front channels, lifting the diaphragm, getting that nice stretch through the belly and the diaphragm. A couple more. And then we'll do the other horseback. So wow, feel that connection here at the shoulders nest, and the arm comes out like this, and you look through the L shape of the thumb and the finger makes, and sink, and look through. You engage the eyes, and then rise up on the other side. Sink and look through your sight. Rider on horseback, we're rising and sinking. And then come back to the center and stretch. Doggy toy. And release any tension. Swing the arms, coming back to standing. And we'll do a cleansing exercise, Guigen. We'll do this, just the opening part of Guigen. So we're gonna engage the whole body. We're gonna scoop the chi up, let it float up into the air, follow it with your eyes. Imagine that you can see what that would look like. And then it floats back down. It floats back down, it floats back down. And then it pulses. And then again, scoop, gather, float up, watch it. And then it floats back down. And then pulse. Once more. Floats up, floats back down. And then pulses. And then we're going to do a similar movement, but from one side to the other side. It doesn't really matter which side you start with, so you can just mirror me, whatever is easiest. So I'm going to move the weight this way, and I'm going to scoop with this hand, and I'm going to cross and let it go up into the air and watch it, and then it floats back down, and then I feel the hip connection, and then slide across to the other hip, and then pulse, and then back to the center. And we'll do the other side. So we'll take this hand now, transfer the weight, go up, cross, transfer weight, float back down, feel the hip connection, slide across, and pulse into the center, and then once more this side. Float back down, and pulse, and to the center, and then both hands. And then we'll start on the other side. Transfer the weight. Up into the air, float back down, hip connection, slide, pulse, and center. And then we'll once more with both. Up and down. And now we'll move into our Shibashi, the 18 movement Qigong. Shiba means 18 and She means form, so it's the 18 form in Mandarin Chinese. I know in the past I showed you all a book that Walter and I really like called The Way of Qigong. It's by Chris Jarmy. So if you like this exercise and you don't have that book, we really recommend it. And you can get that online. I've sent out links for it in the past. So we'll start with our preparation step, like we do when we do the Chen and Cheng Yang form, Tai Chi form. Heels are together. Find the center point. Sink into this leg. And when you sink into the leg, it naturally causes the waist to wind to the right. And when you meet resistance, you unwind and step out. Sink into the left leg. Bring the right toes forward. And then come back to the center point into the Wuji posture. And we're going to raise the water from the well. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting the wrist movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then it's just one smooth, fluid motion. Raise the water from the well, separating yin and yang, heaven and earth. Full body motion. I'm going to do one more. Okay, nice. And then we'll open the chest. Open, and there's a little bit of a tilt back. Get a little tiny back bend. Feel the hands and wrists come together. Feel that energetic connection. And then swing back. Bend the knees to protect the back and get a nice little stretch through the back. So we open. And then rock. And then the hands come up overhead, painting a rainbow. Feel your energetic crown. Notice the energy field around the head. You can play around just like we do here. You can play around with that. And then we're gonna pivot out on the ball of the foot. One hand comes down to about shoulder height. We're not bending over, the spine stays straight. Hand comes up and over, painting the rainbow. And you can engage the eyes, track the movement with your eyes. Painting the rainbow, number 3 of the Shibashi. Number San. And then the hands come up, the palms face each other. And then they face away from each other. We scoop out. And then we gather, the wrists cross one way. And clear, palms face out. And then we gather and the wrists cross the other way. Clear. And gather. Clear. Gather. We'll do about 6 repetitions each. And earth connection. And now we're going to do, go to number 5, repulsing the monkey. So we hold on to this ball. It's like the hands are in a nice curved, relaxed position. Relax the upper back, neck, and shoulders. And then the bottom hand, let gravity take it back. And then we embrace out to the side. Front hand turns up. And then right here, we sink and rise and we push something off the wrist. And then come up, and then we're at the starting point. Gravity takes the hand back. Embrace out to the side. Sink and rise. Feel the connection between the hands. And back to the center. And hands come down, earth connection. Breathe with the earth. And then we'll do rowing the boat. We'll row the boat forward and then backwards. So we're going to explore the range of motion in the shoulder socket, the ball and socket joint that is the shoulder. So forward, nice and slow, so you can really explore that range of motion safely. Whatever that is for you. You just want to be symmetrical, so whatever you can do on one side, you mirror it on the other side. Yeah, coming down, and then we swing the other way, row the boat backwards. Nice, and relax. And then we'll hold up the ball. So we're going to transfer the weight, scoop, cross, hold up, present, like you're looking into your palm and you're holding something up and you're proud of it. And then we release, transfer the weight, hold up, present, and release. Feel a connection between your wrist and the toe. So same side, toe and wrist. So you stretch the band and then release the band, stretch and release. Present, stretch and release. A couple more. And back to the center. And now we'll do a little bit similar, but with both hands. This is opening the tiger's mouth, working the shuttles, or looking out the portal. Let's say opening the tiger's mouth. We like that one. So we'll hold this ball in front of the belly, this energy ball. Feel that energy field. Just take a moment to play around with it and feel that. That feels like. Okay, and then we're gonna move the arms in one unit. I'm gonna turn around for this one, but this is what the arms look like. So I'm gonna go this way, but I'm gonna start by gathering here and then coming up, pressing just a little bit with the lower hand, and you can raise the opposite heel, this heel, off the ground. Swing. And opening the tiger's mouth. Feel the connection of the hands as they pass by the torso. And back to center. Breathe. And now we'll do brushing the knee. So one hand's on top, the wrist is relaxed, so it makes a pyramid shape, and the other hand's down here. And then we're gonna wind up. And as we unwind the top hand, we press with the fingertips, and then we gently flex and press with the palm, and we sink and rise up. So we wind up, press, and push. And if we were doing a martial art in defense, the person would go sailing through the air. That's the idea. And then we wind up. Very good. Wind up. And then follow the movement. Follow the movement. A couple more times. Follow the movement. And then come back to center. And then we'll do cloud hands, which is somewhat the inverse of the one we just did. So one hand in front of the eyes, one hand is down below, making the polarity connection, fingers point up and the fingers point down like a battery. Relax the joints, open, loose, and springy. And then the top hand, we move in that direction. We turn in that direction into the kwa, being green crease, and when we meet resistance, we stop and we switch the hands and go the other way till we meet resistance. And then the bottom hand scoops up and turn, and then wave and scoop, turn, wave, scoop, turn, wave, scoop, turn. Hold something precious, hold something precious. And earth connection. And now we'll do the 70-30 movements. So the left foot is out, but it doesn't matter which way you start because we'll do both sides. And then we're gonna start with the weight on the back leg and then move the weight forward, transfer the weight forward. The left hand comes under, this hand comes under, and then transfer back, open, forward, keep the feet flat, building energy. So whatever foot is forward, you put that hand underneath. And to the center, and then the other side, start the weight on the back leg, and then come forward, scoop, hand comes under, open, feet are flat. Notice that we're pushing forward, and then we're pushing backwards, the mechanics of the weight transfer. And then just letting everything come together, letting the breathing and the movement naturally coordinate. Good. And then we'll do the withdraw and the push, starting with the weight again on the back leg. We're gonna come forward, scoop in, bring that chi into the shoulders nest as the elbows come back, and then we flex the wrists. I'm on the back leg, and then we're gonna make an ellipsis shape, an ellipse shape. Yeah, ellipse, like a shallow U. Withdraw, bring in, and push, withdraw. Notice that whipping movement where the body moves and then it causes the hands and the arms to come. Very powerful. Compress and then release. And then we come back to the center. I'm gonna go the other way, starting with the weight on the back foot. Scoop out, transfer the weight, come back. Just like on the other side. And this one you can raise you have the option to either keep the feet flat or raise the heel and toe. And back to center. And then we'll do one more 70-30. Start with the weight on the back foot again. Hands are out like this. The fingertips are flipped back. And we're going to bring everything forward, transfer the weight forward. Everything comes forward and then flex back. And it opens up like a flower. Everything comes forward, in, and open. This is the dove. Once more. And to the center. On the other side. And this one you can raise the heel and toe. And let's do one more. And to the center. And we'll do punching with eyes narrowed, releasing liver heat and liver chi, so pent up emotions, stress, anger, frustration, rage, resentment, shame, all those type of things. We can release those things. So we'll start with our high horse posture and make fists. The forearms are perpendicular to the rib cage. And we're going to corkscrew out like this. Narrow the eyes, squeeze the fists, and grab the earth or the bottoms of your shoes with your toes. And then we release, gather, and switch, punch, knit, squeeze, release, punch and squeeze. Very nice. And then we'll do the dove. We're gonna come out, or the crane spreads its wings. We come out like this. And you can either raise the heel or raise the knee up. So we swing out, flap the wings, flap. Flap and release. Let go. Let go. Very nice. And then we'll swing the ball of chi. So hold on that little ball of chi, feel that energy, what that would feel like, the energetic field between the hands, between the body. And then we're gonna swing the ball 3 times, going once in one direction and then in the other direction. So swing, open. Using the whole body, it's more of a body movement than an arm movement. And then we're going to do cloud stepping. I bring the feet a little bit closer together. It helps with the balance. And then we're going to raise one arm up and feel that connection to the opposite knee. And then you can either lift the heel or lift the knee up. And then we tap to clear the chi out through the fingertips. Nice. Standing in that lake of chi. And we'll move to the final number 18. And we'll bring the chi up. Feel like you're filling up a fountain pen up to about shoulder height or shoulder, the shoulder well height, and then release back and clear, discard, fill up and float down, clear and discard stagnant chi. More. Last time. Float down. Let's just stand for a few moments. Breathe with the earth. Allow the chi to distribute and integrate into the bones and tendons and marrow, and to balance the organ system and the energy system and the endocrine system. Just trusting that it is going where it needs to go, balancing and harmonizing and strengthening. Release, scan the body for any remaining tension. See if you can let go of it. Make any little movements that feel good to you. And breathe with the earth. Very good. Nice job, everyone. That was our Shibashi part of our regular Qigong practice. One of our favorites. Carol, would you like to give a talk today?
I'll turn this off.
Hold on.
I see Chris Peter.
Yes. Here we go. Hey, Walter. Let's see. I was reflecting this morning about, I was watching Lee Holden's 20-minute Qigong last night, the evening set. And at the end of it, he's always saying to go inside. And so this morning when I woke up, I looked inside myself and there was nothing there. I'm like, whoa. And then I started thinking, I went to church with my father, like maybe about 15 years ago. And he went to St. Stephen's Church in Louisville, and he had a wonderful minister, Reverend Cosby. And he gave this sermon. It was on why his church had such poor communication and how everybody was always screwed up because of their communication. And he always did things in a very simple way. So he said there were 5 levels of communication. And if you didn't recognize what level you were on, then you would be really disappointed with your conversation. So the first level was cliche. That's like, how you doing? And the person says, okay, right? You've just acknowledged each other, but you haven't shared any information. The second level of communication was about things. And that's like about the weather, it's about football games, it's about politics, it's just about things. And you're not really sharing very much. The third level is about ideas, which is where we are today. We are talking about ideas and the idea of communication. So that's what happens when you teach something or you go to church or something like that. And the fourth level is where people talk about their feelings. And this is what happens to women often when they try to talk to men about their feelings. And the men are operating on level 2, where they're ready to talk about the weather or a football game and or politics. Like some of us would like to talk about our feelings right now, but people want to talk about politics. And then you're not on the same level of communication. You can't get anywhere. And then the 5th level of communication is presence. And when I worked at hospice, we had a wonderful chaplain. Her name was Lenny Byrne. And we had rooms where people were in comas, they were non-responsive. And my little acupuncture group, I would shuffle them in the room and we would look at the patient and take their pulse and listen to them breathing. And then we were like, well, what do you do now? And we'd wander back out. But one day I watched the chaplain as she walked out of one of these rooms that we had been in. And I knew that patient was non-responsive and her face was full of light. I mean, it looked like the light of God had walked out of that room. And I'm like, what did you do in there? I was just stunned. I'd never seen anybody's face look like that. And she said, well, I go in and I match their breathing. And so she sat and matched their breathing for 15 minutes. And then she'd get up and walk out. And what she was practicing was the level of communication that my dad's minister talked about, presence. And so I think what I saw in myself this morning in my emptiness was that I was looking for something and there wasn't anything in there but my presence. And because I wasn't ready to look at that, I thought there wasn't anything there. Oh, life is so weird. So that's what I have to say. When you're done with your Qigong practice, look inside yourself.
Thank you, Carol. Thanks for sharing that. That was really, really special lesson. Thanks. It's one of the things I miss, you know, with this time too, is we were talking about that earlier, you know, just sometimes I don't want to be talking or necessarily have a specific activity that requires a Zoom call. I just want to be in the same room with people, you know. Anyway, but I think we have. I think this group, you know, I think we have, we do accomplish that. You know, sometimes we just are able to, like Linda, you were saying, you know, just having. Linda was saying at the beginning, I don't know, not everybody was on. We were just talking about. I don't know. Did you? I don't want to. Did you want to mention it again, Linda, or do you want me to continue?
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Okay, we were just saying how, you know, some things are opening up, but they're opening up in this very, very clinical, rule-based way, and it's sometimes even just having the personal communication on these Zoom calls like we have here, where you're really able to see people's faces and expressions, can feel actually closer than these very regimented clinical reopenings. And of course, I mean, that's just my emotional, you know, reaction to it. I mean, intellectually, I completely understand, you know, why things are the way they are, but, you know, I still have, and we, you know, some of us were chatting and feeling the same way about this, that emotionally we still have you know, that's our feeling about some of these things. So I don't know, I think what we're doing here, or even, you know, in the park, I know Walter's gonna start up, you know, some group again outside, and, you know, we're gonna do that. I don't have specific details yet, but we'll start to do that here. So I think, you know, somehow that feels better than going inside at this point for some of us anyway. So, all right, let's. Oh, I just did want to show everybody. I know if I seemed a tiny bit distracted at the beginning of this, my doggy just was like going crazy today. And can I show the? Let me try to get everything in this video. Yeah, so he was going to the closet and just taking out toy. You can see every single blanket is off the couch. I had to go and see the blanket. Yeah. So, and this is, I guess he finally tuckered himself out a little bit. But
he's bored.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, well, I think he liked the attention that we gave him, and then he said more attention.
Tiffany, I just wanted to add one thing about the online experience. Also, we see each other in our home place, and that's kind of a level of intimacy with one another that we have never had. So it's kind of something we wouldn't have any other way. We see each other in our comfort, in our little colorful or non-colorful or bookish or non-bookish way. And so I feel like I know each of you just a little bit better because of that. I see your little spot and how you look in your little spot, how happy and comfortable you are in your spot. So that's been really nice for me. That's a special thing for me. I wouldn't have thought.
Good observation. Yep.
Can I jump in for a second also?
Yes.
This month, June, if I'm not mistaken, we have had Walter and PJ with us doing Qigong here in Richmond for 1 year this month. I know they moved in prior to that, but I believe this is when he brought us Qigong in the park. So it's 1 year celebration.
So great that you're the ambassador of Qigong, Walter. That's wonderful. But
Thank
I'm
you.
not surprised you quickly started another community. Very good. All right, so I'm gonna do some standing. We'll finish up with some standing. Just make sure everybody's muted so we don't get any weird feedback. But you can unmute yourselves if you want to say something. See, I'm stepping on doggy toys. Okay, go. All right, so we'll do a little standing. So just this once more time. So we'll start in the Wuji posture. That meeting place between yin and yang, between something and nothing. The idea of infinite possibilities. Feel the earth connection, feel the heaven connection. Feel the connection at the hands. One sec. And then we'll just stand here for a moment, feel that earth connection, breathe with the earth. So standing, Zhan, standing like a post, deceptively simple, but very effective and powerful. And you doesn't even require a huge time commitment, just 5 minutes a day, even 2 minutes a day. Work your way up to 5-10 minutes. You'll really notice it. And we'll start in this position. And there's the book called The Way of Energy by Lam Cam Chuen that we recommend. Does a great deep dive into this practice and the different order that you can take the positions in. This ordering of positions is inspired by the golden jar. And then, so this is the connection at the belly here, the birth position. And you feel that energetic field. And when you breathe, the whole body expands just a little bit and space is created when you breathe in. And then when you exhale, everything contracts just a tiny bit. So you can pretend that your hands are resting on a balloon. And then when you inhale, you can feel just a little bit of movement. And then exhale, and you rest back. Going with the flow, using flow energy rather than effort energy. And then as you inhale, strings float the wrists up, and you come into standing like a tree. Hold the tree. Rest and relax into the tree. Let it hold you up. And once more, when you inhale, notice the fingertips come apart just slightly. And then when you exhale, they come back together just a little bit. And you can rest at any time if you'd like to come out of the posture and then come back into it. Always an option. In fact, you can just sit and watch if you'd like. Always an option. Really free to do whatever you're moved to do. Sometimes I like to do that, just as we were saying, sit and be present. And then the wrists, once again, they float up, they float up, they float up. This time it's like we're catching a beach ball in front of the eyebrows, between the eyebrows, and we stand up. Each time we stand up just a little bit straighter. And the hands are in a natural position. This hand is kind of catty corner that way, catty corner that way. Feel that heavenly chi between the eyebrows. Letting that heavenly chi funnel in like warm golden elixir. And then we come out into the starfish pose, the celestial being pose. 5-pointed starfish. Breathe through the 5 points. And again, just you can even very subtly breathe with the entire body like a starfish. Drawing in and then releasing. From all 5 points. Standing with flow energy. And then let the hands come down. Release, release, release. Feel that nice release and relief. And breathe with the earth. Feel that earth chi bubbling up through the legs and the leg bones, through the palms, the laodong, the center of the palm, up through the arm bones. And at the same time, that heavenly chi is pouring down through the head and eyes and nose and mouth and throat. Those two energy flows mixing and merging, keeping everything moving and fresh. Giving, as we give out to the universe, it gives back to us. In the Buddhist tradition, it's called Tonglen. I think Carol, what you were describing seemed like a form of Tonglen too. Two people sharing energy. One of the practices of Tonglen is giving out and sending out to the universe exactly what you need, because sometimes that is the thing that you understand the most and can be most compassionate about. So you send out to people what you yourself feel that you need and require. And breathe with the earth. You can bring the feet a little closer together, and we'll just make a connection at the belly. Whatever your preferred position is. Feel that connection. And then we'll make 8 circles one way. Smooth like you're petting a cat. Or a doggy. And reverse direction and go the other way. And then back where we started. And the feet come closer. And we bring the hands out. Cleansing breath. Pull down the column of chi. Hands float down. Float, 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 float. Pulse. Very nice. Thank you. That was really special. And, I appreciate everybody, sharing and having that connection that we all have a great connection. And thank you all for that. And thank you all for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. That was wonderful. Thanks, everybody, for sharing.
you, Tiffany.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Tiffany.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you soon.
Bye, Munchies.
Munchie says hi and bye. We'll meet Munchies in the park pretty soon.
Oh, good.
Yeah. In person doggy show and tell. All right. Take care. Bye, Regina. Bye, Mike.
Bye.